Yo, what's good? It's Wifisfuneral, and I'm about to take you down memory lane. Oh, I made that. So that picture is at the Lyrical Lemonade Festival in Chicago. My homeboy Dylan took that, and that's the cover art that I used for Ever Seen a Demon, because he sent me that photo. I didn't have any cover art for Ever Seen a Demon, and then I used that regular like little editing tool that you have on your phone, on the fucking iPhone, and I just did all that shit, and that's the cover art. I want people to know like this is like everything that I'm doing is like me. You know what I mean? Not like in any formal way, is there someone else like thinking for me, or like in my brain like telling me how I should present something that I see in my head. Like I would say if my music and my overall like brand, you know what I mean, was more group than it was me, you know what I mean, then I would not care so much, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I'm just a quote unquote artist, I don't know. I don't ever want people to always fuck with me, because at that point I know it's like it's fake as shit. And you're just telling me that because right now you just think it's cool, you know what I mean? Like I want somebody to tell me like, yo, this shit sucks, as much as people tell me that like, yo, this shit is like amazing. Cause it balances out, and it shows me that what I'm doing is like the right thing. Cause if I can get both reactions, then I'm doing something right. It started off like just as something to do, and then like I just naturally grew love for it, because like my dad was like always bringing me to studios, this, that. Like I was just always so around it. Like even if I didn't like it, I was always around it. I just picked up to it naturally. And then I grew a love for it when I was probably like 10, 11 years old is when I really started fucking with music. And yeah, like ever since then I've been like really like in love with it. There's been like certain things that's like almost made me like not fuck with it anymore, but for the most part, it's just, yeah, I just love it overall, so yeah. Oh, that's me and my cousin Phil. I'm probably like 3 years old, 4 years old, something like that. Yeah, that's my older cousin Phil. That's at my grandmother Elba's house. Yeah, she was showing me those pictures, and I haven't seen them in like 5 years or like 6 years. So I just posted that picture on the gram. And it's so crazy, because after I posted that picture on the gram, like he called me later and like we about to like link up and shit. So yeah. The moment that like the ball starts moving for you, you know what I mean? Like you're not really thinking about that shit. Everything else is like so secondary, because all you're thinking about is your end goal. Like you don't care about linking up with your family, you don't care about this, and things that used to be so like big to you or so minimal and shit like that. So I feel like it's like such an impossible question to answer, because I'm still trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? I'm only 22. I'm still trying to figure out like, yo, I need to go see my mom sometimes. Or like, oh, I need to actually spend time with my little sister. Like, oh, I haven't seen my little brother in like almost a year. Like that's not good, you know what I mean? Because I'm so used to always being in my bubble, in my world, and especially with the things that I want to do with my life and the way how I'm doing it is like working, I get so stuck in it, because I'm like, oh, if I get out of this fucking mode or in this whatever that I'm in right now that's helping me get from point A to whatever my goal is, I feel like I'm gonna fuck everything up. So yeah, the moment that I ever feel like, I don't think I've ever felt big-headed other than when I first signed to my label. That's just because I never had money before. But the moment that I start to feel that sense of how I felt when I first learned how it was to obtain money for the first time, and being ignorant to that, like I just always try to snap myself back into reality and just really show myself like what's the real about it and like what's not the real about it, and like what I actually need to work on, and like the shit that I can actually give myself credit for. Yeah, that's X, Stokely, Cooley, and me. And that was 2 years ago at the Rollin' Loud Festival in Miami. And that was the first time that I saw X, actually, since he had got out of jail. No, I lied. That was probably like the third or the fourth time. That was like the third or the fourth time that I saw X since he had got out of jail, because around this time he was very busy. Fucking structuring God knows what with his music, you know what I mean? Like he was just so hands-on with him at the time that like you could barely even like chill with him. And you just met up with him when you could, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was good energy, because it was always confusing though too, because like he'd always be like disappointed in you in some form of way. Like if you were his friend, you could kind of understand that. He'd always be disappointed in you in some form of way, because like we would always slip the ball a lot. You know what I mean? Like, he would have put so much like faith into us, and the moment that we disappointed him, it was just like, it was the worst thing ever. So I remember when I got on the stage, I didn't know if he was still mad at me about something. And he shook my hand and he was like, oh bro, like I love you, don't even worry about that shit. And it just shit like that always reminds me of like how we were always like, even through our rough times, we still respected each other as men. You know what I mean? And as like human beings and like real friends. So like that's one thing that I'll never ever take away from him. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people can say a lot of shit about him, but it's like if he rode for you and he was down for you, like that was probably like one of the best friends to have, 100%.